All right, hey everybody. We're gonna do. We did numbers 1 and 3 in the last video. Hopefully those aren't too bad. I'm gonna argue those are kind of easier problems. We're gonna do 2 of the more medium problems in this video. So we're gonna do number 9. I'm going to pause the video and write that down. Again, when you submit numbers 1 through 24, you can submit them out of order. It doesn't matter the order you do them in. But we're just gonna do number 9 here. So number 9 says 5x plus y equals 9. 10x minus 7y equals negative 18. We want to find where those 2 lines intersect, if they intersect at all. And so if you recall from the last video, step 1 here, guys, we always want to look for opposite coefficients, and we have a problem. Here, 5 and 10 are not opposite coefficients. So you might say, okay, let's try y's. Well, the coefficient of that y is 1. The coefficient of this 7y is 7. 1 and 7 are not opposites. Excuse me. Here's what we're going to do. We've got to find a way to make 5 and 10 opposites of each other. And what you should hopefully recognize is, well, wait a minute. What's the opposite of 10? Negative 10. So can I just multiply 5 by negative 2 to get negative 10? I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this entire upper equation by negative 2. And the reason I chose negative 2 is because that would allow me to get opposite coefficients. You have to think a little bit on this one. Guys, as math gets more difficult, I guess it's kind of a stupid sentence, but math gets more difficult. I mean, you're not just going to be instantaneous to get the right answer anymore. So I'm going to multiply everything up top by negative 2. Again, the reason I'm doing that is I want to get opposite coefficients. So I'm going to multiply. So again, I'm going to multiply this whole side by negative 2. I'm going to multiply this by negative 2. So here, I'm going to do distributive property. What's negative 2 times 5x? Well, negative 10x. I'm going to write it underneath the other equation. Again, I'm trying to get the opposite of 10 is negative 10, so that's why I chose negative 2. Negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Now the other side of the equation, negative 2 times 9 is negative 18. Kind of a coincidence that it's the same number as that. It's a coincidence. And now we're good to go. So again, I started with those 2 equations. They weren't really the way I wanted them, so I manipulated the equations, and now I'm good to go. I have an opposite pair of coefficients. Just like in the last video, I'm going to combine the equations. 10 plus negative 10, they cancel. Negative 7y minus 2y, or plus negative 2y, what have you, is going to be 9y. Negative 9y, I should say. Negative 18, take away another 18, that's negative 36. Here recall from the notes in the last video, just divide both sides by negative 9. Anytime I divide negative by negative, I always get a positive, so y looks like it's going to be 4. Okay, so again, a little bit harder question. You had to do a little bit of manipulation to start. What you should be thinking about is, okay, I need opposite coefficients. What's the opposite of 10? Well, negative 10, and that's how I got that number. If you wanted to go to make this one negative 7, you could have also done that as well. I just chose negative 10. So now that we know that y is 4, we're going to plug in 4 into any of these equations, or not even either, because there's 3 of them. You can plug it in the original, plug it in number 2, plug it in number 3. I don't care what equation you plug it into. I'm going to plug it into number 2, just because. So what was, and I was like rewriting the equation, you don't have to. So that was the equation. I'm going to sub in 4 for y. Okay, so again, I know that y is 4. Now I'm on my way to find x. Please pause the video here, guys, and try to solve that on your own. Don't just copy me doing it. You should be able to do this at this point. Please pause the video. I'm going to go solve it now. You try to solve it on your own. I got 1. I think I did that right. So here, negative 7 times 4 is negative 28. You can see what I did from there. And I know that these 2 lines intersect at the point 1, 4. And we are done with one of the more difficult ones. Again, these are kind of the medium problems. I would say in the last video we did 2 easy ones. In this video we're going to do 2 kind of medium ones. In the next video we might do 2 harder ones. All right, so that's how you do this one, guys. Let's do another one. The next one we're going to do is number 11. Let's do number 11. Again, I have time here. So this is negative 3x plus 7y equals negative 16. Negative 9x plus 5y equals 16. We're going to solve that for x and y. And here, guys, I would pause the video and think about it. I'm just going to some wait time here. We need opposite coefficients. 9 and negative 3, those are not opposites. 5 and 7, not even close. We've got to get opposite numbers. And so what I recognize is, well, wait a minute. Well, the opposite of negative 9 is 9. Well, this is negative 3. I can multiply this by negative 3 again, and that'll become positive 9. Pause here. It's much easier for me to turn a 3 into a 9 than it is a 5 into a 7. Here I'd have to use fractions. Those numbers really don't go together well. 3 and 9 go together pretty well. The opposite of negative 9 is positive 9. To make a negative 3 positive 9, I need to multiply by negative 3. So here, I'm just going to, negative 3 is going to hit both sides. What's negative 3 times negative 3x? That's 9x. Negative 3 times 7y is 21y, minus 21y, I should say. And negative 16 times negative 3 is positive 48. I'm doing these in my head, but if you need a calculator, by all means. And now we're good to go. We've now met step 1. Now, what we had was that. Now we have opposite coefficients. Initially, we didn't have opposite coefficients. Now we have opposite coefficients. We simply combine the equations, and we're on our way. If you're ever struggling, usually in these problems, it's not too. You should be able to kind of guess how to make them opposites. If you're ever really have no options, you could always just multiply 3 and 9 by each other and make them both 27, and that would work. But usually you should be able to kind of tell how to make each other opposite. So anyways, let's combine the equations. Negative 9 and positive 9, they cancel. 5y, take away 21y is negative 16y. And again, I'm always adding these. Some teachers like to put a plus here. I just tell kids to combine, no difference. So negative 9 plus 9, they cancel. 5 plus negative 21 is negative 16. 16 plus 48 is 64. Solving for y now, I'm just going to divide both sides by negative 16. So I got y to be negative 4, same idea in the last example. To solve for x here, we're going to plug in that negative 4 into the original one, the second one, or the new one we kind of made. I'm just going to plug it in the second one. You can plug it in any one you want. And these answers are online, guys, but as you can see, these take a little bit of work. Please, I know that don't just send me the answers. Please show some work on these. So here, I'm choosing the middle equation, and I just like rewriting it. Wherever I see a y, I'm going to sub in negative 4. And here again, please pause the video and please try to solve for this x on your own. Did I do something? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Good. Thought I screwed up here. I don't think there's any decimals on this worksheet. There might be. I got negative 4. That's it. So yeah, I'm going to add 20 to both sides. 16 plus 20 is 36. Divide by negative 9. And that's where that again, visually, that's where the two lines intersect. So this is a line, this is a line, that's where they intersect. And by the way, just because we multiply both sides by negative 3 here, that line is still the same line. It's not like we changed the line. It's the same line, it just is written differently. So anyways, that's our answer here, guys. We're gonna do some of the harder ones in the next video. They're a little bit tougher, but we can do them, okay? All right, so I hope everyone's well. See you in the next video.